Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube, on Facebook, and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again, bringing you another unboxing and review of a watch that I just recently picked up. I actually traded one of my other watches for this watch, and I couldn't be happier. I unloaded a watch that I wasn't wearing anymore, which was a nice watch. It was a Tudor, but I really wasn't wearing it anymore, and I really didn't want it anymore. And rather than try and sell it, I traded it. Now, this is unsponsored, but I feel the need to brag on these folks a little bit. I've been working with a company called European Watch Company, EWC, for a couple years now. And my father has been working with them for at least a decade. They're located in Boston, Massachusetts. They are great people to work with. They have a great website. I will leave a link to it in the description below. They sell all kinds of the mid to high range watches. I mean, all the big boys: Patek Philippe, Rolex, FP Journe, Audemars Piguet, let's see, Ulysses Nardin, Breitling, Grand Seiko, all kinds of different brands. I hear people complaining all the time, for example, I can't find a Rolex Daytona. I can't find a Rolex GMT, Pepsi. I can't find a Submariner. I can't find this or that. Well, my friends, I'm here to tell you, Omegas by the ton. I'm telling you, if you are looking for a Daytona, for example, snapshot in time, early May 2022, they have literally 20 Daytonas on their website. 15 to 20 Daytonas. I'm pretty sure that's right. They've got a ton of Omega Speedies. They got Seamasters. They've got Tudors. They got Black Bays. They got all kinds of stuff out there. So I read all the time and see all the time and hear all the time. I can't find this. I can't find. I said, go talk to EWC. Ask for Robert. Tell him I sent you. You can thank me later. Great guys to work with. Now, end of my unsponsored soapbox. I picked up this Breitling. I saw it on the EWC website. I fell in love with it because I'd never seen a Breitling quite like this one before. I mean, we all know about the Navitimers and the Super Oceans and the Transoceans, and I have those. But this watch was very unusual. Now, of course, it comes in your typical Breitling box with the little Breitling sub box that doubles as a travel case. You get all the paperwork came with it. And I just gave it away, the Aviator 8. All the paperwork comes with it, and the hang tags and everything. And that's another thing I like about EWC. They usually end up selling watches with full kit, which is really nice. And if they don't have full kit, they'll tell you. But this watch, fantastic. Inside the little case here is this Aviator. Beautiful watch. And let me close this up here. Put it back. And this was a previously owned watch. Somebody else owned it. This is the Breitling Aviator 8 Chronograph. It is a very special edition. It's a tribute to the Curtiss Warhawk warplane from World War II. And there's its profile right there on the back of the case. This was, they called this plane, I believe, the Scourge of the Pacific. Now, it wasn't as good a performer as some of its Japanese counterparts like the Zero and such, but it was a tough plane, and it was a timeless design, and it served the Army Air Force very well in the Pacific in World War II. And if anyone has more that they can tell about the Curtiss Warhawk, please feel free to do so in the comments. We'd all love to hear it. But the watch itself is, it's definitely an unusual color for Breitling. It's not often you see a Breitling watch in olive drab. And it is a chronograph. I'll get the chronograph started here so you can see it work. I just really was taken by this watch when I first saw it on European Watch's website. And I watched it for a while, and it wasn't moving at all. And then I finally got the courage, if you will, to do a trade with EWC and suggest it, because I thought they'd just say, nah, we don't want to do that. But they did accept a trade with me on this watch, and I'm very glad I asked. It has a bidirectional bezel. It's not ratcheting or anything like that. It doesn't have any clicks or anything like that, but it is a heavy turn, so when you leave it at a certain point, it will stay there unless you knock it. It's basically a 12-hour bezel, so it's easy to, say, track a different time zone. Like if I wanted to track California time, it's close to 11 o'clock now. I can go back 3 hours, 10 o'clock, go back 3 hours and say, it's 3 hours behind. In California would be 7 o'clock. So I really don't have much use for the bezel, but it's nice to have. You have 3 subdials, as you can see. You have a chronograph minute tracker at the 12 o'clock. You have a chronograph hour tracker at the 6 o'clock, and you have your running seconds at the 9 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, you have a day and date complication. And of course, you can see the the chronograph seconds hand running there. It is a Breitling chronograph, so Breitling chronographs are known for being very smooth, no jumping when you engage after stopping. And it is a flyback design. As you can see, everything resets to 0 very nicely. You have a canvas strap that's underlined with leather. Normally, I wouldn't be a big fan of this because the canvas is very irritating, but with the leather on the underside, it's very comfortable to wear. So I'm going to leave the strap alone. Signed buckle with the old B logo, which matches the B logo on the dial. And of course, I already showed you the very nice artwork on the case back. Now, this is a certified chronometer. I have the paperwork in there. Piston style pushers for the chrono. Big oversized crown, lots of knurling. It's a screw down crown. It disengages with a tactile pop. You really can't hear it, but you can definitely feel it. First position allows you to set day and date. Second position hacks the movement, allows you to set the time, and of course screw it back in and you get your water resistance back. I'll throw this on my wrist so we can give you a wrist shot. It's a very comfortable watch to wear. It doesn't weigh a lot. And for me, it's a great size. As you can see on the overhead shot, I have, and the down the barrel shot, I have plenty of room on my wrist. It is not a small watch. I'll get to the measurements in a second. but it is not a small watch. If you have a wrist smaller than, say, 6.5 inches, this watch is probably not going to be for you in this case. It does come with 2 keepers. I took one off because I didn't need it. It's in here somewhere. Probably the bottom of the box. Or maybe it's in, well, it doesn't matter. What do you care, right? Brilliant little watch. Really is. And I think I definitely came out good on this trade. You know, so did EWC. They wouldn't have made the trade if they didn't think they could come out ahead too. So I have my sheet of facts on here. This is, as I said, the Breitling Aviator 8. It's the Chronograph 43 special edition tribute to the Curtis Warhawk. It is a Breitling caliber 13 movement inside there. A stainless steel case. Stainless steel pin buckle. You have a calfskin leather bottom, fabric top strap, and a flat sapphire crystal. Nice matte finish on the flanks. You have a bit of polish, of course, intermittently. The bezel is really easy to get a hold of with the knurling that's in there. And despite being a chronograph and the piston style pushers are not screw down type, you still get 100 meters of water resistance in the watch. It is a 43 millimeter case. I mean, it's called the Chronograph 43 for a reason, right? 43 millimeter case, 14.1 millimeters thick, 51.1 millimeters on the lug-to-lug, and a kind of oddball 23 millimeter lug width that does taper down to 20 millimeters at the end. I think it says that here on the back here somewhere. Maybe on the other side. Yep, 2320. I love these oddball sized lugs. Luckily you can still fit a 22 on there. Might have a little bit of a gap. If that bothers you, sorry. Breitling does sell other straps for 23 millimeter watches, obviously. So if you didn't like this watch strap, you can always change it out for a 22 or go to Breitling and get a 23. Really a nice watch. You have applied markers. You have a railroad track minute indicator outboard of the hours. It's just a beautiful military themed chronograph. I'm very happy to have it. I'm very appreciative of Robert and the guys over at EWC for working with me on this and for working with my dad for a decade at least. And, I am admittedly new to the EWC game, and I am riding on the coattails of my father's reputation on this one. I don't mind admitting that. And those guys treat me as well as they treat my father, so I'm very happy with them. And again, not sponsored. They don't know I'm talking about them. I just feel that when somebody does good by me, I want to do good by them and tell people about it. So, with that, I'm going to wrap the video up. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, informative, useful. If you did, please click that thumbs up button for me. That does help the channel with respect to the YouTube search algorithms. Brings more people to the channel possibly, so it does help me. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to troll me or you are going to leave bad links to bad places on the internet, I'm just going to simply delete the comment and block the commenter. There's always one. Every video I get one, at least. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. Please stay a while, watch as many videos as you want. All I ask in return is before you leave, click that red subscribe button. And when you do, click the bell icon so that when I upload new material or I go live and do a live stream, you will be alerted to these things and be able to react accordingly. In the meantime, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy, trust me, I know. So I ask all of you to please be careful out there, stay healthy, stay well. I'll see you soon.